that actually red light defending.
I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man. Come on.
Like the big man Ian Wright just said there, people deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Now, as you can see in front of me, the 2023-24 fixture list calendar has been released for all Premier League clubs, specifically Arsenal. You know, again, it was, I guess the in the nose were right is the first thing I would say, people, because, you know, you would see early in the hours of this morning, it was kind of leaked, maybe put out there by the Premier League that we're playing Nottingham Forest at home. Instantly, you know, we literally pick up kind of where we left off, you know, really in that Nottingham Wolves was our last game, but Nottingham Forest was one of the last games. And specifically to where the away fixture with Nottingham Forest is concerned, I want revenge, people. Now, as you can see, the league obviously starts in August, ends in May. The first thing I always look for is typically Southampton, who are not in the league. I always look for the top 6 fixtures away from home, and I always look for the grounds we struggle at, like Goodison Park. The first thing that actually drew my attention, people, and in fact, before I get into that, I don't know how we do it. I don't care how we do it, and I know you can't win every game in the Premier League, you know, and you're gonna lose some. Apart from, you know, us being the only team with a gold Premier League trophy, you know, I see some other records get broken. I think it's still there, no matter how good City are. The first thing that drew my attention is March to May, better yet, April to May, if I'm honest with you, because again, you know, we don't know the landscape, we don't know the form, we don't know the state of our individual collective form, individually the players, collectively the team. We don't know, you know, obviously a lot of these fixtures are subject to change because of playing in Europe and TV rights and all of these things. So a lot of it is not set in stone. And as you know, we're competing in the League Cup, in the FA Cup and the Champions League. So nobody knows what the landscape in terms of the individual and collective form, injuries, all of that jazz that comes with a season. As you know, 1 week is a long time in football, let alone 38 of them in the Premier League alone, and depending on what you do in all comps. As I was saying, March to May, better yet April to May is what drew my attention. We're playing on my birthday. Hopefully that gets changed. I love Arsenal, but yeah, my man have to go out and drink 2-2 juice and that. But on a serious note, you know, big up Luton who just got promoted. But look at towards the end of the season. Imagine we're in a title race now, people, from April. Yeah, obviously not to look past Luton Town because you can't sleep on anyone. But Brighton away, Villa at home, Wolves away, Tottenham away, Bournemouth at home, and then obviously you focus on Manchester United away. And again, I don't care how we do it, Mikel Arteta. And I know we can't win every game, and we've improved against the top 6. But our record at Old Trafford, bearing in mind we've won, I've seen my team win the league there. Atrocious. We need to be winning at Anfield. We need to at Anfield, City, Man United away, Everton away. Not that they're a top 6 side, but, you know, grounds we struggle at away from home. I need to see 3 points in a couple of those, really. So, yeah, you've got Spurs late doors in April. So I wonder what, depending on what we're challenging for, and if we're all still in all comps, April to May is a bit techie, people. Obviously, we start the Premier League with Nottingham Forest away. It wouldn't be a Premier League season if Arsenal didn't play Crystal Palace in August of recent. You know, again, get that out of the way. Crystal Palace is a nasty ground to go to. You know, we've got Man United on the 2nd of September. Isn't that a day or on the day the transfer window closes, give or take, you know, anything from the 1st of September to the 3rd. So hopefully we've addressed all areas. We need to get 9 points, ideally, going into that Manchester United game, really, because obviously the top 6 sides are all competing against each other. So August, again, Nottingham Forest at home, Crystal Palace away, Fulham at home, respectfully to Fulham because they exceeded expectations last year. And you can't just, you know, football matches aren't won on paper. You can't just look at a team and assume you win. But we need 9 points going into the Manchester United game. You know, we had quite a good start to the Premier League season and we need more of the same. So, yeah, in August, we've got Nottingham Forest away. Nottingham Forest at home, Crystal Palace away, Fulham at home. We then enter September with Manchester United at home, Everton away, Tottenham at home, and Bournemouth away. So September's even techie, really and truly. A trip to Goodison Park. We've done well in recent years against Manchester United at home. Hopefully that continues. Bournemouth, we dealt with them last year, but they always throw up a thriller, so we need to win that. October, you've got City at home and then Chelsea away, regardless of what you say about Chelsea. And even though we did well at Stamford Bridge, these are the games you're looking at. And you can't sleep on the Sheffield Uniteds, which respectfully on paper we should be winning. October, as I said, Manchester City at home, Chelsea away, Sheffield United at home. We then enter November with Newcastle away, Burnley at home, and Brentford away. Even that's a bit tricky. The December period, as you know, it's a techie one. As I always say, from August, we need to be just focusing on getting to this December, still in with a realistic shout of whatever objectives we set before the season started. Then after December, you need to make it to March, March, April times. And then from April to May, it's just a straight shootout. December sees us play Wolves at home, Luton away, Aston Villa away, Brighton at home, Liverpool away, West Ham at home, Fulham away. Now, you'd imagine some of those fixtures will change in December, but again, we need squad depth. The games are coming thick and fast. And this is once again without considering the Champions League aspect as well. January sees us welcome Crystal Palace at home. Then we go to Nottingham Forest away, revenge settings. February, if I remove my bottle from the screen, we've got Liverpool at home, West Ham United away, Burnley away under company, Newcastle at home where we dropped points last season. March sees Sheffield United away, Brentford and Chelsea at home back-to-back before travelling to the Etihad and playing City. April, we kick it off with Luton at home, Brighton away, Aston Villa at home, Wolves and Spurs away as stated. And May, we end it with Bournemouth at home, Manchester United away, and Everton at home. Now, imagine we're in a title race and we have to travel to a ground we struggle at Manchester United, people. You're going to have to find a way to get it done. Like I said, April to May is kind of nasty. Brighton away, Wolves away, Spurs away, United away. Obviously, you'd come into that off recently playing Manchester City in March away. And we've obviously got Chelsea. In fact, to be honest, as I said, from March to May is some very booky fixtures, starting from this Brentford game all the way to, respectfully, to Everton, to Manchester United away. We need to be, this is why, for me, we need to start the season well. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to smash the like button, people. Again, I want us to have the season we had last year and better, but last season doesn't matter. We take the good and make it great. We take the evident areas of improvement. I'm always nervous about away games. Fortunately, Southampton away isn't a thing. As we saw last season, the margins for error, if you're fighting for a league title, assuming we are trying to fight for a league title, or the season kind of plays out next season as it did this, every 3 points matters. We can't win them all. You are going to drop points, but we need to do what we did at the start of the season and give ourselves a great opportunity to win games, really. Man United at home, we need to be taking advantage. In fact, Spurs and United at home, we need to be winning that, a bit like the season that's just gone, if I'm honest with you. The away games are always going to make me nervous, but, hopefully we can give ourselves a good platform. Minimum, the immediate goal from now until that Fulham game is ensuring that we come out of August, the opening month of the Premier League, with 9 points out on the board, really. From our first 5 games, really, minimum of 9 points, 12 even, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. Everton away, we need to win, if I'm honest with you. I want to see another great performance at Newcastle, where I want to see us do well against the top 6 sides as we kind of did last season, but take it better. By the end of May, of course, I want to win them all, but in particular, Manchester City, Manchester United away from home, Liverpool away from home. I need to see wins at these grounds, even though we've done better at some of these places than in recent years, but we still let ourselves short. So it's a very difficult one. As I said, we don't know the landscape of what the Premier League is going to look like. We don't know how much playing in all competitions is gonna bear on us, and we need to remember, we're in the Champions League this year, so it's going to be a very physical demand on the legs of a lot of players. So we're going to have to see. Mark Bryans has had a great point. He said, certainly a mixed bag, but an interesting quirk of the fixture list means Arsenal are at home after all 6 Champions League group stages games. That means, again, if we're honest with ourselves, last season, we're a bit weird. Like, seasons were great at home, we're shaky away. Last season, we was better. We was definitely decent at home, but we was better away from home, really. We was more perfect away from home. We had better game management away from home. We made it one-way traffic away from home. At home is where the cheap goals and the drama. I know there was Aston Villa away from home, but when you remove your emotions from Bournemouth and Manchester United at home, for example, where we won, and them games happen in isolation, but we need to chase perfection. We play Spurs at home, City at home, Sheffield United at home, Burnley at home, Wolves at home, Brighton at home, after we've completed the group stages of the Champions League, which as a minimum, we need to get out of that. We need to make it count. Our home form has to be better. Our defensive performance has to improve, based on as good as I think we've improved defensively last season. If you compare the season that's just gone and the season before that, I can't remember the number, but we actually, on comparison, haven't changed too much in terms of goals conceded and kept that many clean sheets in comparison. So we need to chase the illusion of perfection. We need to take the good from last season and make it great. But ultimately, last season doesn't matter anymore. It's gone. You can't rely on the past, really. So it's an interesting one, people. But what starts with Nottingham Forest at home in August ends with Everton at home in May, really. So it's going to be an interesting season. And as I'm sure for a lot of clubs, you know, Spurs' opening 5 games are quite difficult as well, which I'm always hopeful for their demise, people. So yeah, man, that's all I've got to say initially on that. Please let me know your thoughts. Where do you think the season could be won or lost? What do you think is the most testing periods? Because for me, from March to May, looking mad. But yeah, I just thought I'd offer my 2 pence on that. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you've got your alerts on, people, because as usual, there's a bunch of videos that have come out. Check out them, and 2 come out on my channel. I will do a video straight after this in relation to any transfer news concerning Arsenal. Big up the West Ham forum as well, people. Hammers chat as well, you know. We've done a video in relation to Declan Rice and specifically what he'll bring to Arsenal Football Club. I believe that's scheduled to come out at the time of making this vid at 12 p.m. UK time. So yeah, make sure you're having a butchers as usual. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you in advance for offering your opinions, and to everyone who's hit the like button, commented and subscribed. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay having a great week. I'm out.
There's always just that active red flag, defending.
I think it's like